You know, we tend to think of history in these big, epic chapters. But sometimes, the most important changes, the ones that really shape our world, happen in a single, chaotic year. So, let's dive back to 1987. It was a year where the future of education and the deepest human experiences you can imagine, we're talking birth and death, collided in the life of one single innovator.
It's a massive question, isn't it? And you know the answer. It's never just about lines of code or faster hardware. Sometimes building the future means you have to navigate the most intense, the most challenging personal stuff imaginable.
And that's exactly what we're exploring today. We're going to follow the story of a man named Morten Flate Paulsen and see how his groundbreaking work in online education was literally forged in the fire of a year defined by the birth of his first child and the slow, heartbreaking goodbye to his own father.
Okay, so this is really a year of total transformation on two completely different fronts, professional and personal. Let's start with the professional dream, this wild idea of connecting students across huge distances. So let's jump into the professional side of things first, because back in 1987, the whole idea of what education could be was being completely reimagined. The seeds of the online world that we all live in today, yeah, they were just starting to sprout.
And this shows the massive shift in thinking. I mean, for decades, distance learning just meant correspondence courses. You got a packet in the mail, you did the work, you mailed it back. It was slow and honestly, pretty lonely. But this new idea was bubbling up, computer-mediated communication, using technology to make learning interactive, social, and connected, even when you are miles apart.
And the stage for this new vision was a tech conference in Trondheim, Norway. This is where Morten Flate Paulsen gets up on stage and starts talking about his work with a system called EKKO. And he wasn't just showing off a piece of software, he was describing a whole new kind of place.
And this quote, wow, it just nails the turning point. Listen to that language again. No longer dream castles. They are becoming real constructs. This is the exact moment a science fiction idea starts to feel like an actual blueprint. A tangible future was being announced right then and there.
But here's the thing. As this incredible professional dream was taking shape, a deeply personal story was playing out in parallel. So the story shifts from the conference hall all the way to the delivery room. Just 2 months before that big conference, Paulsen's entire world was completely turned upside down. The birth of his son, Stian, was anything but easy. It was terrifying. An emergency C-section, a long, nervous wait outside, and then just this wave of overwhelming relief. Mother and son were both okay.
And in the middle of all this professional chaos and ambition, you have these incredibly pure human moments. Paulsen remembers this one morning so vividly. Perfect sunny day, playing with his infant son under a cherry tree. He actually called it the happiest moment so far in my life. So with a new family at home, that drive to build his real construct, it just got more intense. Paulsen knew he couldn't do it by himself. He had to go find the others, the fellow dreamers who were out there building their own little pieces of this brand new virtual world. So that August, he and his colleagues go on this incredible study tour. It was like a pilgrimage for the digital age. They started in New York, traveled all over the East Coast, and went up into Canada, basically seeking out the architects of this new kind of education. And the people they met? I mean, these were the legends in the making. Hiltz and Turoff, who literally wrote the book on computer-mediated communication, Linda Harsam, a huge champion of collaborative online learning. This tour wasn't just a bunch of meetings. It was the beginning of an intellectual community that would go on to shape the internet for decades. But as Paulsen was connecting with these pioneers of the future, he was also facing this slow, painful goodbye to a pioneer from his own past, his father. See, his father, John, had been diagnosed with ALS, and it's just a brutal, brutal disease. It slowly shuts down the body while leaving the mind completely sharp. It's a diagnosis that comes with this terrible, inescapable certainty. And this single image, it just captures the entire emotional roller coaster of 1987, the beginning of a brand new life and the end of another, held together in one perfect, heartbreaking moment. That incredible joy of a new baby and the profound sadness of losing a parent, all happening at the exact same time.
So who was this man? John Flate Paulsen wasn't just a dad. He was a mentor. He was the guy who, even though he wasn't very handy himself, gave his son a book about Thomas Edison and sparked this lifelong fascination with innovation. He was the one who saw his shy, fast son and smartly pushed him into track and field, building his confidence at the legendary Bislett Stadium.
In November of 1987, John passed away. And in that moment of loss, a kind of mantle was passed. Morten wasn't just an innovator or a new dad anymore. He was now the head of the family, the pater familias.
So, how do these two incredibly powerful stories, the birth of a virtual school and the life and death of a family patriarch, how do they come together? What are the echoes of this unbelievable year?
Well, look at this. In the fall of that exact same year, in the middle of everything else going on, the first real online course was run. The real construct was officially live. Now it was small, just 4 students, and you can see the results were kind of mixed, but it was happening. It worked. The dream was no longer just a dream.
And what they learned was absolutely crucial. They realized it wasn't just about the technology, it was about the people. They needed rock-solid tech support, for sure, but even more important, they had to intentionally create a social feeling to keep students connected. These are lessons that are still vital for online education today.
And then there's this number, 7. In a single year where he became a father for the first time, toured all over North America meeting the greats, and lost his own father to a devastating disease, Morten Flate Paulsen also managed to publish 7 professional articles and reports. It's just a staggering testament to his focus and his passion.
And that really brings us to our final thought here. The story of 1987 is this powerful reminder that technology is never just about the tech. It's born from our human experiences, from joy, from sorrow, from that deep, urgent need to connect with each other and to build some kind of legacy. It really makes you look at the tools we use every single day and wonder, what life, what loss, and what love made them possible.